Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the dominoes. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Well, I can't really say that I didn't go and warn the Saiyans on what they would be getting into if they agreed upon having to battle against Universe 16's God of Destruction, but even now, while I am unable to sense Goku anywhere near or around Vegeta's presence, given how Broly also appears to be going through some sort of great deal of distress himself, Lord Pharix's destructive capabilities, along with his sharp and cunning battle intellect, makes him one of the most fearsome destroyers in any scenario. And as good as Vegeta is, and as powerful as he may be, if the Saiyans are to walk away from this battle in one piece and maintain their current stature as they are, then if they don't find a way to work together somehow and come up with a way to defeat Lord Pharix in battle, then I fear that what Lord Pharix will do is tear them down and rip them apart one by one until there is nothing left.
Our story now continues following the initial events of Universe 16's God of Destruction Pharix being shown having to throw down against none other than Ultra Ego Vegeta, as it was only moments after following their initial engagement with Vegeta being shown having to address Lord Pharix directly was when Vegeta then went on to respond, "It's interesting that you speak of experience as if it were the sole measure of a warrior's power, yet you fail to grasp the essence of where true strength comes from, Destroyer. As my journey through power has always been accelerated by my unbreakable will to always fight on," Vegeta continues. "And while you pride yourself on experience, I pride myself on the ability to learn, to grow, and to surpass any expectation that is placed in front of me, Destroyer. So you may in fact know more than me, or at least be able to use that as a way to try and get the better of me. However, one way or another, you will know what it's like to taste defeat by the hands of a Saiyan, and no matter how hard I have to try, I am going to show you on exactly why I am unlike any mortal you have ever seen before, God of Destruction. Because after seeing what I saw within that realm that you threw me into, I know that I can win," with Pharix responding, "Well, your optimism is as misplaced as it is amusing, Vegeta. For you speak of time as though you have enough of it to spare, but just because you were able to catch a glimpse into another reality where you may have appeared stronger than how you currently are right now, it doesn't change the outcome of what is about to happen, Vegeta. And while I trust that Lord Beerus had instructed for you to always keep your mind solely on destruction and nothing more," Pharix continues, "understand that my key to wielding this power effectively lies in my understanding of its true purpose, which is to first torment the spirit, ensuring that defeat is not just physical but psychological before breaking the body. And this lesson, Vegeta, is one that you cannot simply rush into understanding, because judging from what I can see, you're just not built to do that. But not only do I see that you are not as ruthless as you think you are, but from a combat perspective, I don't think that you're as tough as you assume to be," Pharix continues. "And if you think I'm not already well aware of the things that you can do on your own, mortal, then I would advise for you to keep your eyes and ears open at any and all times while you're here, because one little mistake that you make One little error in your judgment against me, and it may cost you dearly, so now watch. To which upon Pharix being shown having to point on down before having to unleash a destructive blast directly at Vegeta was when Vegeta had gone as far as to look on down by then responding, "What's that bastard hinting at by pointing down at the sand below and saying that? Wait, could he be planning to attack me by using the landscape around me as a cover in order to get the better of me? It must be, because for some very strange reason, why do I sense Broly's energy coming from all the way down beneath me? Unless, of course, now I see," with Pharix then having to shout, "Good, now you're starting to get it, Vegeta, but a word of advice for you would be to always keep your eyes on me at all times. And I say that to say that you just won't know where I'd be coming from, so don't assume that you have me all figured out." But it was only just within that very moment, as Ultra Ego Vegeta had gone as far as to leap up out of the way before Pharix was shown dashing towards Vegeta and kneeing him in the ribs, was when Pharix then went on to continue, "And even though you are now starting to slowly catch on to what had taken place here before your re-entry, I can assure you that while you stand here alone, you will never defeat me as you are, students of Beerus, and you never will," with Vegeta responding, "Oh, as if you would know anything about who or what I am to assume that I can't beat you alone is ridiculous, Destroyer. Oh, but I in fact know far more about you than you even care to realize," Pharix responds upon being shown swinging Vegeta around, as one example being on how much you pride yourself on being the so-called apex of an extinct warrior race, with another being on how badly you wish to stay ahead and never fall behind to one of your very own whom you refer to as Kakarot, which was why you even agreed to have Lord Beerus train you when he did in the first place. As you and I both know that this is because you are vulnerable without proper guidance and weak when attempting to stand on your very own. But all of that aside, if Beerus and Whis had truly found it within themselves to train the likes of mortal warriors such as you and Son Goku, then I want to go and see for myself on why that is and what makes you both worthy of being brought up by the gods and learning of such powers when it was solely designed for us. So I would be lying if I went and said that you mortals were not the first to go and surprise me in such a way after learning of your training by the hands of Whis and Beerus. But, Pharix continues, "This is why I am allowing for you warriors to go and prove to me on why you deserve to belong within our ranks. You and Son Goku more than your other ally Broly, since he appears to be dealing with his own matters at the moment. So how will you respond?" Pharix questions. "Oh, how is it that your attacks just continue to get heavier and heavier when your energy doesn't appear to change, but rather remain in one place and not increasing or decreasing during the course of our battle? And so what is it that you're doing that's different?" Ultra Ego Vegeta questions. "There must be something. Oh, this is just infuriating. But no matter what you say and no matter what you think of me," Vegeta continues, "I will never back down against you no matter how hard things end up getting," with Pharix continuing, "How, you ask? Well, it's quite simple, really, Vegeta, as I just concentrate all of my destructive power into one singular point before attacking, which ultimately channels a large portion of my strength into each and every single one of my attacks," Pharix continues, "and so I don't expect for you to understand since you're still very new in using the power of a god of destruction, but needless to say, it doesn't even matter at this point because you aren't going to last long enough to." But then, it was only from out of nowhere within that very moment, just before God of Destruction Pharix even had the opportunity to go as far as to finish his sentence, was when surprisingly enough from out of nowhere beneath Pharix was when Broly's arms were then shown having to lunge on up by grabbing onto Pharix's ankles, with Pharix then having to respond, "And what's this? Well, 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 and here I imagined that I'd never have to go and see your face again, but oh how wrong I was, wasn't I? But perhaps I was wrong about you," Pharix went on to acknowledge Ikari Broly as Ikari Broly was slowly being shown emerging from the sands below. "Maybe you are indeed worth giving my attention to, however your persistency is what might be a problem," Pharix continues, "but I'll make sure to send you back and deal with you when the time calls for you to be dealt with, because at the moment I have have other matters to attend. But then, it was yet again now from out of nowhere with a gigantic Hakai ball now being shown making its way towards Pharix was when Ultra Ego Vegeta then went on to shout, "Well, why don't you go and attend to this, Destroyer? Now hurry, Broly, let go of him and get down right now!" To which Broly went and did exactly that, because with Broly being shown ducking on down and letting go of Pharix, with Vegeta's Hakai ball being shown having to send Pharix flying outwards, was when Angel Rizal went on to then chime in. Well, that was certainly an unexpected, but dare I even say a brilliant way of ambushing Lord Pharix. But with that same Broly now resurfacing, I'm starting to wonder on how Lord Pharix will deal with more than just one opponent on the battlefield. Well, I'm glad to see that you're still in one piece, Vegeta went on to acknowledge Broly upon Broly being shown having to finally emerge down from the sands below. But I need you to listen and listen up very closely, Broly. Now, while our battle today isn't just a test of our strength, but it's also a testament of our resolve against such an opponent, while I didn't ask for your help, nor do I need your assistance in this battle against him, if you're going to fight alongside me against him, then I need you to balance out your emotions and remember who the real enemy is who we're fighting here. Do you understand? And as long as you remember the training you've undergone and the lessons that you've learned from both Kakarot and myself, Vegeta continues, then you should be just fine. But try not to lose your temper out there and go berserk against him, or you'll be jeopardizing us both. Do you understand? Now, I don't know what that idiot Kakarot is doing, but we can't wait for him to arrive back on the battlefield either, and so just follow my lead and make sure that you keep your eyes locked on him at all times, no matter what. Now wait for my signal, with Ikari Broly responding, "What is he about to go and do?" In which back over on the other side, with God of Destruction Pharix now being shown having to create and use a gigantic sand hand of destruction in catching on to Vegeta's Hakai ball, was when Pharix then went on to respond, "That was quite the move that you two went and tried on me, but I regret to inform you both that your combined efforts of trying to stop me will backfire faster than you can even begin to realize, Saiyans. Now go and take this back to where it belongs, foolish mortals." "Oh, darn it, hurry, Broly," Vegeta shouts. "Guard yourself while using everything you have and follow my plan right now." To which seconds later, within that very moment, as a gigantic explosion was now shown taking place with God of Destruction Pharix having to oversee this, was when Pharix then went on to chime back in, "What a disgrace, as if that feeble rookie thinks that his destructive energy attacks would be enough to take down a god who's honed his craft in more ways than one. A valiant attempt, I will say, but a foolish one at best. And so now how will they follow?" "Yes, now's our chance, and so push right through until we reach him," Ultra Ego Vegeta went on to shout upon being shown dashing out to smoke with Broly. "Well now, planning on attacking me together, are you? Well, as much as I would love to fight you both," Pharix went on to then snap his fingers, "I'm only interested in one of you for the time being, and the one that I am interested in is the warrior who was trained by Beerus." In which from out of nowhere now, yet again, with Pharix now being shown creating another gigantic sand hand, as the sand hand went on to grab onto Ikari Broly mid-flight, was when Pharix then went on to continue, "As for the time being, you will know your place within this battle, and you will remain where you are until the time arrives where I call for you, Saiyan. And so until that very moment comes to where I do," Broly went on to get pulled on down back under the ground yet again, "you will stay out of our way and leave us to our business, savage, for you will not be aided in this battle against me, Vegeta." "Why, you backhanded, dirty, no-good coward, I can't wait until I knock those old mummified rags off your face." "Mummified rags, huh? Well, in order for you to go and do that," Pharix went on to respond upon Vegeta being shown missing his strike, "you'll have to go and catch me first in order to try. But speaking of rags, Vegeta, you should never go and judge something based on solely by what you are able to see," Pharix continues. "And as I say that to say that these so-called rags are not in fact what you think they are, but rather something far, far greater," as these bandages went on to wrap around Vegeta's arm and glowing. "For you see, you underestimate the power in which you find yourself entangled with, Vegeta. For my wraps of despair are mere conduits in what is used to break my enemies down, body part by body part, feeble mortal. And once they encase a part of your body," Pharix adds, "they transform that body part to stone, severing its connection to you effectively and isolating it completely. So now, are you able to open your eyes and see upon Vegeta being shown pulling off the wraps and noticing his entire arm now covered in stone? As I want you to go and see now with your very own eyes, and thus further proving my stance on the position that I've taken, in now showing you on the difference between my destructive experience in battle and yours, for I am in a far greater league than you even care to comprehend, Saiyan. But in case you thought this was over, oh no, because we are far from finished, Pharix continues. As the beatings then kept on continuing, because with Pharix then shown having to dash on in and kneeing Vegeta in the back of the head before having to grab him by the hair, was when Pharix then went on to continue, because now that you are down to just using one of your arms, you can only do so much as we continue. So come then, student of Universe 7's God of Destruction, Beerus. Go and show me on why it is that you are so remarkable to be trained by a destroyer, Pharix went on to then continue upon being shown kneeing Vegeta in the face. Go and set the example for your God of Destruction by showing me on why you were an exception to his rules. And for your sake, you better try and make this fast, because without the aid of your fellow Saiyans to come and stand by your side in battle against me, you simply can't do it, and you know that you can't, as Broly went on to watch as he was being pulled under the ground. But while you continue to breathe, you still have a chance to prove your worth to me in exchange for your destroyer's debt with me to be paid. So the question that I ask you then is, will you go and hold up your end of the deal? Because if you don't find a way to use Beerus's training to somehow try and turn things around in your favor against me, then I will continue to pummel your head in as many times as I need to before you are destroyed. As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the Resurrected Fallen Gods of Destruction, the Universe 16 Saga, Manga Chapter number 4 Special, then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something with all of our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing. As not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link it all down in the description box below and pinned comment section. Now, I will go as far as to say that even though what Lord Pharix had said about uniting as one to fight him was true, despite what Broly and Vegeta can do all on their own, simply isn't going to be enough to bring Lord Pharix down while engaging against him as they are. But if they rather were to find a way to use what I had told them a long time ago and fight as one, then there is no telling on how far Vegeta and Broly would go, because with Goku nowhere to be found, the chances of them surviving this without him are rapidly beginning to drop the longer this battle continues to be waged, and so you do not want to miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, as before you leave, do make sure to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as subscribing to UnrealEntGaming's channel in case you are new around here. We thank you all for watching and hope you all have a wonderful day, everyone, as we'll see you all in the next one.
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.